trial. His outbursts have already cost him $15,000 in another case. He violated a separate gag order twice in his New York civil suit last week. Joining us now, former U.S. Attorney and MSNBC legal analyst Barbara McQuade. So sort this out for me if you can.
Well, first, I think it's really important to understand that the judge is absolutely in her legal rights to impose a gag order on Donald Trump. In fact, if she wanted to, she could completely gag him from talking about the case whatsoever. As the manager of the case, she has a duty to protect the witnesses, the parties, and the fair administration of justice. This order gives him a lot of outs. He can still criticize the Biden administration. He can criticize the Department of Justice. He can criticize the case. He can criticize the judge herself. He just can't talk about the parties, court staff, witnesses, and jurors. And so he's going to push this as much as he can. And the real question, I think, is going to be whether she's willing to back it up with penalties.
Has she a little bit of, I guess, runway to do so now that it's happened in New York twice?
I think so, but it's going to be interesting. You know, I think you often see this when there are sanctions and that sort of progressive discipline. In New York, we saw first a $5,000 penalty and then a $10,000 penalty and a promise that it will escalate if he continues. I think we will likely see the same thing in the federal case with monetary penalties ever escalating. But at some point, if he continues to violate the orders with impunity, the ultimate card that the judges have to play is to jail him for contempt of court. That's a tricky thing because I don't know that anyone wants to jail a candidate for president, even if he deserves it himself, because the public wants to hear from what a candidate running for president has to say.